Of Fluxx coming in here now. Yeah, what's going on, man? So that was a really good series. How do you think that went personally for yourself? Like we saw you go off sometimes, and how was the game overall? How did you find the game, and how? Because obviously what we saw was Fluxx was a really good dominant team. They came back a lot of the times, and obviously you're the captain, so you must be having something to do with that. How do you feel the game went for you yourself?
I was quite happy with how we played. Going into the tournament, we prepared quite a lot in respawn especially, so I was really confident going into those maps as well. We got the maps that we wanted,
Mm-hmm.
so we are quite happy with those. The S&D was a bit shaky. We hadn't played that as much, but we're still pretty confident in our S&D anyway, just from playing GBs, etc. But overall, it's not a bad start.
Yeah.
For
How
us.
was the comms going through the control? Because the control was eventful. It looked like a 3-0 sweep, and then next minute they shut you down, and it didn't look sloppy the last round when you 3-1 them. It looked more how could you say it? It looked more like you weren't focusing on something. You were all just trying to run at things, but you were just beating them in gunfights, and that's what it came down to. How was your comms? How did you manage your comms in that situation?
Um, Garrison can be quite hectic in the control. 'Cause quite a lot of the time, you've just got to get the top satellite control on that A side, I think it is, in top green. So we are focusing for most of the map on that. But a lot of the time, we do rely on the gun skill, and if we are shooting straight, then it tends to all fall into place. But in terms of comms, we're normally pretty calm. Um, but as soon as we got 4 dead, we knew they'd all be pushing the front because they didn't have time. As soon as we stacked the hill, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty happy to get that on.
Yeah, definitely. The first win's going to be everything in this group stage because obviously only 4 can go through, and there's 7 in your group, and you need the high placing in your group to actually be against the lowest seeding into the knockouts, and that's a really big thing because you don't have to waste yourself and all that sort of stuff. So you've got so who have you else got this week? You are against Chemic, and then you're against Ricochet, and then Poetry. How do you feel these games are gonna go for you? Do you think you're gonna have any challenges going along the way? Like, who's your biggest challenge, you think?
Um, to be honest, I don't really look at the other teams that we're playing against. I know from the last tournament that there are a lot of good teams, and there are a lot of teams that we don't know about. Um, but I think our match on Saturday is probably the one that we're thinking is going to be our biggest challenge so far. But as I said, we're not really too sure about the other teams. So you never know who could come through and be a bogey team for us.
Yeah,
But we're pretty confident.
yeah, definitely. But I just want to say, very well played. Them games were. It wouldn't say close. How would you describe them games?
I think the games were close for sure. Like round 11 in the S&D.
Mm-hmm.
The control could have gone either way. We kind of clutched up in that last round, getting that wipe, and in that last map just then on checkmate, it was uh, Gulag went big, held the front, and gave us time to push through and break that hill. So if we didn't break that, then well, they could have almost won off that hill. So it was close for sure. They're a decent team, and we had to turn up in the end, and luckily we clutched up.